All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First off, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praise unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash, and double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, salutations to the hopeful elect stone with 144,000, the rest of the 1/3. All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm the brother Ha'amayan from the Great Millstone, Coloma, Georgia Church, and Abaratazai. This be an edifying lesson, straight to the point. I had this lesson queued up for a little minute, so I just want to rock out through the spirit, and I titled it "Sound Advice." You know, and of course, I'm not exempt because this goes for me too. You know, giving sound advice and receiving it. You know, so Abaratazai be edifying and exhorting. So I got a few precepts. Sirach chapter chapter 11 verse 7 and 8. Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach chapter 11 verse 7, and it reads, blame not, Salakia, tripping. Okay, blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. Now, this is something that's very, very important. Like I said first, this applies to me too. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. You want to hear. The scriptures say, be swift to hear, slow to speak. You want to hear. Listening is an art. And Abaratazai, you know, I grow in that area because I'm still a babe. I don't know everything, you know. So when you're dealing with, this goes even when you're dealing in the world. Listen. Don't be so quick to jump to conclusion, assume. No. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke, especially when it comes to the brotherhood. You know, it says, answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. You know, so that's something I myself included, we can work on. You know, sometimes it ain't expedient just to say stuff. You know, matter of fact, let's get Sirach chapter 20. And verse 5. There is one that keepeth silence and is found wise, and another by much babbling becometh hateful. Some man holdeth his tongue because he have not to answer, and some man keepeth silence knowing his time. Guess what? That's verse 7. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool would regard no time. So these are attributes that we can be implementing to help us grow. This is the milk, and we need milk. A babe need milk. You know, you've been in the truth for a certain amount of time, but don't forget the foundation, especially when you're around the leadership, the elders of your church, or elders amongst Great Millstone. But especially with your church, it start with your church, man. It start with your count. You know, around brothers. So next I got Proverbs 19. Oh man, you want to tweak out on me. Proverbs 19. And 21. It says, hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end. There are many devices in a man's heart, your mind. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, that shall stand. So hear counsel, Shemai. Hear, listen, obey. Sound advice. We have to take advice from brothers, man. Take you out of it. Take your idea out of it. Take your emotions out of it. Whatever the case may be, and just adhere. Cleave unto the Lord. Cling unto the Lord. And that's another way to cleave unto the Lord, by listening, man. Take heed. Take heed, man. You know, We know we go through things and whatever the case may be, but sound advice and counsel is very, 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 very vital. You know, the VVVVV. But I'm just having a little fun, man. But our jokes aside, that's very important, man. You know, our jokes aside, hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end. And the scriptures speak about the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. So you don't want to be dull in that sense of like, man, I don't want to listen to that. I like this. Being a respect of persons or whatnot. You know, I don't want to be like that. 1 Timothy 4:16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Take heed unto thyself, man. Consider your ways. Consider yourself. Meditate upon those things. Because guess what? Scripture say, examine ourselves. Know ye not yourselves. Prove your own selves. You know? It says, for in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. So sound advice. It goes back to sound advice. Because brothers tell brothers, you know, what the scriptures say. Brothers tell brothers, you know, however it come out. You know, brother ain't telling you nothing wrong, man. Brother ain't telling you nothing off. That's off if a man telling you something off. That ain't a sincere brother. A sincere brother gonna pull you out that fire. You know, the scriptures speak about in the law, suffer sin not upon thy neighbor, man. You know, roughly paraphrasing. That's in the law in the book of Leviticus, man. So what we got? Two more. Titus 1:9. Let's see. And like I said, I had this queued up for a little minute, watching videos and stuff. Holding fast. This is Titus 1. I start at 1. It's verse 7. For a bishop must be blameless as the steward of the Most High, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, no striker, nor given to filthy lucre, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate, holding fast the faithful word as he have been taught, that he may be abound, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers, man. You know? So that sound doctrine, that's what we want to always, you know, hold on to, man. You know, having a disciplined life, you know, off camera. Are we gonna be perfect? No, but we still want to let our light shine, man, and being on point. And brothers give brothers advice about that. Hey, you may want to work on this. Be more temperate, bro. You may be, you know, doing this, doing that. That's why we got the leadership set up. You got the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the camp heads, and second commands, and so forth and so on. Linking that back to sound advice, man. You know. Proverbs 8, verse 8 through 14. And it reads, all the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them, none crooked. No, they are all plain to him that understandeth, and they are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge. Receive my instruction, and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. Our wisdom dwell with prudence, and found out knowledge of witty inventions, and through the spirit of reincarnation we know who King Solomon was, Yahushua. You know, so like Adam, King Solomon, that was Yahushua, the spirit of reincarnation. Because it says, I wisdom. Proverbs 8 is a beautiful chapter too. But that's another topic for another day, Lord willing. I can make a lesson about that, proving that how Yahushua is mentioned in the Old Testament. But, you know, just rolling through the spirit. It says, the fear of the Lord Yahweh is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate. Verse 14 is the point. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength, man. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, you know, we have that sound mind. You know, we didn't give ourselves that, man, this understanding. You know, so we want to give brothers sound advice, man. Taking heed, solving the matter by scripture. Not just giving, you know, just I'm just saying something. Like, nah, you want to get that sound advice, man. You know, so Abaratazai, this was an edifying lesson to the Lord, sincere sheep and believers. I would like to close out by giving all glory, honor, and infinite praise unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash, and double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, salutations to the hopeful elect. To the next time, Kwame Yasha Allah, keep the faith, Shalom, Lahabacha'ayim, to the elect, Shalom.